was supposed to be a routine expedition. 9 young hikers, students, engineers, dreamers, setting out across the Ural Mountains of Soviet Russia in February 1959. Their destination was Mount Ototen, a name that in the local Mansi language means "don't go there." I keep thinking about that phrase every time I look at the photographs they left behind. Smiling faces, frost-bitten cheeks, an old canvas tent standing against the wind. They had trained for this. They logged every step in their journals. Nothing suggested danger. And yet, 2 weeks later, rescuers found the campsite torn apart. The tent ripped open from the inside, footprints in the snow, barefoot, single file, leading downhill into the forest. No signs of struggle, no enemy tracks, only the whisper of wind over snow. One by one, the bodies were discovered. Some near a burned-out campfire, others half buried in the snow, wearing only underwear. 2 had broken ribs, 1 had a fractured skull, another missing her eyes. The scene defied logic. It still does. When the first rescuers radioed their report, their voices trembled. The tent is empty. All equipment left inside. Everyone gone. Whatever happened that night on Dyatlov Pass, it drove 9 trained mountaineers out of shelter into minus 30 degrees, without shoes or coats, and somehow that feels more chilling than anything else I tried to imagine the last moments inside that tent. The sound of canvas snapping in the wind, the dull creak of snow pressing against the walls. Then, something. A noise, a light, a vibration, enough to make all of them cut their way out. They didn't unzip the tent. They slashed it open from within. Rescue logs show 9 distinct sets of footprints leading downhill. For about 500 meters, they walked calmly, as if they expected to return. No panic marks, no running, just bare feet in deep snow. At the edge of the forest, 2 of them built a small fire beneath a cedar tree. Rescuers later found branches snapped 6 meters high, as if someone had climbed frantically, maybe to look for help or to escape something. The next 3 bodies were found between the fire and the tent, as if crawling back towards safety. The last 4 were discovered months later, buried under meters of snow in a ravine. Their injuries told conflicting stories: internal trauma with no external wounds, radiation traces on clothing, tongues and eyes missing. Official reports called it a compelling natural force, but no one could define what that meant. I keep wondering, what does a compelling natural force look like in the dark heart of the Urals? Over 60 years later, theories pile up like snowdrifts. Each one explains something, but never everything. Avalanche, possible, but the slope was too gentle. The tent remained partially standing. Katabatic wind, a sudden wall of descending air that could cause panic, temporary confusion, even force them to flee. Yet such winds leave no bruises, no broken bones. Military tests? Some claim secret parachute mines detonated nearby. That would explain the radiation and blunt trauma, but there were no craters, no shrapnel, infrasound panic. Low-frequency waves produced by wind could trigger irrational fear. If true, they ran from something only their bodies could feel. And of course, the outliers, UFOs, Yeti, government cover-ups, each sensational, each lacking proof. What remains consistent are the small details: the torn tent, the barefoot trail, the injuries that make no sense. In the archived case files, one rescuer wrote, "It was as if they were escaping something invisible." I used to think that was poetic exaggeration. Now I'm not so sure When I first visited Dyatlov Pass, it was quiet, too quiet. The snow muffled every sound. The slope was mild, the tree line distant. Nothing about it screamed danger. Standing there, I realized how ordinary it felt, and that might be the strangest part. Modern simulations suggest a delayed slab avalanche, a block of compacted snow slipping silently hours after the hikers pitched their tent. That could explain the sudden exit, the crush injuries, the confusion in the dark. Yet the model can't explain why they split into groups, why some were undressed, why others survived long enough to build a fire. Each new theory answers one question, but opens three more. In their final photographs, the group appears cheerful, almost triumphant. The camera captures them, laughing around a campfire, unaware that it would be the last photo ever taken. Sometimes, mystery isn't born from the supernatural. It's born from the limits of what humans can reconstruct. And that limitation is what keeps Dyatlov Pass alive in the public mind. Today, a small stone monument stands at the site. The names of the 9 hikers etched in granite: Igor Dyatlov, Zina Kolmogorova, Rustem Slobodin, Yuri Krivonishenko, Yuri Doroshenko, Lyudmila Dubinina, Nikolai Thibault Brignol, Alexander Kolevatov, Semyon Zolotaryov. Every February, visitors still leave flowers in the snow. Some say you can hear wind through the trees that sounds like distant voices. Others just stand there, silent, trying to understand what reason could make 9 people walk willingly into freezing night. I think about them often, about how quickly logic unravels in the wild, how even the best prepared minds can meet something they cannot name. Perhaps the mountain didn't kill them. Perhaps fear did. Fear amplified by the darkness, by the vastness, by whatever invisible force nature keeps hidden in its corners. In the end, Dyatlov Pass remains what it has always been, a riddle carved in ice. And maybe that's why we still return to it, not to solve it, but to remember that mystery itself is part of being human.